This is a system I've put together in 2013 for one of the local companies here in Coventry. And yes, it looks very dull because it's a carbon copy of an Access system database they had. And lately, something changed with Office 365 SMTP gateway thing, the mail sending protocol, whatever. Something changed on the Microsoft side. They made some changes, and there used to be the supplier and contact button. Now they are changed to links. That would allow to, when the operator pressed the button, it would just email the supplier. When you press the contact button, it would email the contact. All hunky-dory, that didn't work. It just stopped because of the Microsoft change. So how do you fix that rather than, trying to update the Linux server, the libraries, and maybe do some other fancy stuff? I went with something that I think saved me a lot of time, and it only adds one more click. Or maybe not. Maybe it's still 2 clicks because there's an OK button after it sent the message. Regardless, even if it adds one more click, what it does now is you click on the supplier, it opens your default email client, which in my case is Mail because I don't have Outlook. And yeah, it populates the entire message with all of the relevant details. And what the operator has to do is now press send. I find this super useful. And again, if I click contact, it's gonna do the same exact thing, a different template for the actual contact for this particular job. So this saved me a lot of time after initially trying to fix what Microsoft has changed in their backend, whatever it was. It just didn't want to work. It was not having any of it. So what I didn't know, and this might help you, is that Mailto, the thing that allows you to send emails, actually can set the body and the CC emails, everything else in the actual href. I'm sure I butchered the name of that, in one thing. So as you've seen a second ago, and before I go back, this is the CSS tricks website. I'm sure you can figure it out from just by looking at it now. When you click on this, it does the job and creates that entire email for you. So there you go. That's something I found to be super useful and saved me, I don't know, extra week potentially of troubleshooting and figuring out why this doesn't work, and maybe upgrading the libraries, which would break other things potentially on this kind of slowly aging system, but still working. And yeah, so every time I try to design a system now, I try to make sure that it uses the bare minimum external stuff. So when things like this happen, aka something breaks because an external provider made changes, it's gonna be easier to fix and still allow the system to work. But yeah, nonetheless, I think that's enough, and thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Good night.